Alright folks, welcome to the state of Washington. It's Bowerman Airfield, and we're back in the sky lane. And yeah, just kind of taking a last flight of the day type of thing here. Last Tuesday we featured some small airports and it was fairly well received, so we're going to do that again tonight and just kind of see if it's something that people are interested in or not. Last week we featured we featured 3 payware airports, and tonight we're going to be looking at some freeware choices. These are available, and I'll share the link here when we're all said and done. But let's get in the air. To begin with, we are using a little VFR philosophy tonight. We're going to be taking off from Bowerman, heading fairly well east, a little northeast, into the Seattle Class Bravo airspace. We do have Seattle approach online, so we'll get permission to enter the Bravo. We do have some weather to deal with, and we'll see what that looks like here. But we're heading to Auburn Municipal, Sierra 50, and if we have time, if we survive the storm or it doesn't get worse, we're going to actually come up here to Renton, Kilo Romeo November Tango. The Bowerman Airfield is a part of actually some freeware that's offered via Orbix, and I'll just give you kind of a look around here. Kind of on a little peninsula here, but has some cool features to it. I've got most of the static aircraft and things like that turned off, but it yeah, you can see it kind of adds a nice little texturing effect to the ramp taxiways, and it fits in really well with the Pacific Northwest scenery as well. So you can see there's lots of things. I think you can turn on whales and stuff out here if you want. I'm saving a few frame rates, but yeah, so that's available on the Orbix Direct website right now. Again, it's free of charge. And it's time to go wheels up. Holy Moses. We just had ourselves a nice gust of wind. Wow, I'm all over the place. Holy cow. Did not expect that. Winds are 280 at 8 is all, but man, that threw me all over. Alright, time to turn heading 073. We are going to use a little bit of GPS tonight because this is the first time I've flown into Auburn Municipal. In fact, I've just installed it tonight, and so I have no idea how it even looks. I'm hoping it looks good. I'm hoping it blends into the Orbix mesh. Sometimes you have those elevation issues, but yeah, we'll find out. But I want to put the autopilot on because I want to be able to take you guys outside a little bit more and show you what you get if you were considering, I don't know if you ever have considered purchasing some of the Orbix products as far as the mesh, ground vector, things like that. Some pretty cool really things that you get with those products, but I mean, the main focus again is the airports. So we'll take one last look here at Bowerman as we head out. As you can see, just a kind of a simple little concept there, but really a neat little field. Fun to fly in and out of. A lot of weather issues, things of that nature. Alright, let's see. Haven't used this GPS in a while. Hopefully I remember how to operate it. Let's throw the nav on there and let's see what happens. Altitude is armed at 3,500. Okay, we're making our turn. See if we can catch one last little glimpse. Oh yeah, that's cool. It's like a screenshot there. Whoops. Sorry about that. So what you're looking at here from an Orbix perspective is you have obviously Bowerman. I do have the global base pack. I have open land class North America. I have trees and I have vector. Those are all the global things that you see. And then in terms of North America, I have the Pacific Northwest scenery, which is also contributing to, you know, kind of the overall feel. Let's take a look here. Gives you, you know, quite a bit of detail down here with, you know, the buildings and the terrain, obviously. And then yeah, the weather, courtesy active sky, and I don't think we're going to make it quite to our intended altitude here, so I'm actually going to descend. I think we have a fairly low, you know, a little chute here. We might have to do a little bit of vectoring kind of in this area here, but for the most part I think we're okay. Yeah, we'll just see what happens. If we have to, we could grab a pop-up IFR, but for a 70-mile trip, it seems like a little bit of overkill. And plus, the whole idea here is to give you guys a look around. Active Sky says we do have a few at 1,200. We're scattered at 1,700. We're broken at 9 or 1,000. So we shouldn't be worried. We shouldn't be too worried about cloud layers here at 9,000. Just kind of taking a peek at the map. Yeah, that's what we've got to look forward to. I'm hoping it's moving to the west and it won't be much of a factor. Kind of late in the evening. It's dusk. I was not necessarily planning to fly this late, but it just sort of happened, and I figured what the heck, we could check out the night lighting as well. Yeah, still just a little bit. So now let's talk a little bit about Auburn Municipal. It's part of the Seattle X Airport pack from Dojovsky Designs, DD. I never say that right, I know. But one thing I love about Dojovsky Design, one thing I like about that design team is you get a lot for your money. There's no doubt about it. And it's on sale right now, by the way. It's normally like 43 bucks. It's 25 for 30 or something percent off, so it's just over 30 bucks, and you get not only Seattle SeaTac, but you get Payne Field, you get Boeing Field, you get Renton, and you get Auburn. So 5 sceneries for the price of one. Yeah, so we'll fly from a freeware to a payware, but again, I think it's just kind of nice to be able to pick up, you know, for $30. It's kind of like what we had last week. You know, we had 3 airports for $5 a piece, and yeah, you're right in that same range, really. You know, a little bit more, but it just feels good, like you're getting a decent bargain. Lighting effects by the ENVDIR company. They provide, let's see if I can show you here. Yeah, so all the stuff in the air is the ENV text, and then all of the stuff on the ground is shade, and it gives you the kind of the, you know, the a little bit like active sky cloud art or the Rex effects. Yeah, it just adds just a little bit of realism, a little more realism. Forgot to put my flaps up. Alright. So we're down 1,500, and I think we're going to stay below the cloud layer here. Hopefully it won't get too dark for the sim, for the stream, I should say. Outside temp is still 56 degrees, about 60 miles or so from our destination, and there's just a little bit of scenery that, or a little bit of I can't think of the word. It's the hill we have to worry about. A little bit of terrain. There you go. We may have to just vector around ever so slightly, but before we do that, we're going to need to, right here you can see the Class Bravo airspace. We're going to need to make a call here in probably another 15-20 nautical miles, just to make sure that we're okay to enter. They may have us vector around a little bit, I don't know. Need to stay below. It's hard to read with all the weather here. Let me turn off that. Let's turn off the weather for just a second. Stay below 5,000, below 1,800. So if we get down to about 1,500, I think we're going to be okay. don't see anything lower than that. This is a class Charlie, so we need to stay below Tacoma Narrows, I think is that, which we're below 5,000 for sure. Oh, there's a little bit of a closed off area actually, so we should be vectoring ourselves already down here to avoid that. Let's see, what if we put that, let's put McCord into our game plan here. That'll keep us out of this. Looks like they've got some aerial demonstrations going on there, and that'll keep us clear of that. So McCord, we can turn our weather back on. May just change this into a VOR flight. Alright, let me pop the heading here. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna just go south of this little hill. Don't want the terrain guy yelling at us here. Alright, that gives us a chance. We're going to change our CDI over to nav. We're going to enter 109.6. Whoops, that's might as well enter in 256. Get that frequency tuned in, and then what do we say? 1096.
Good evening. I'm at 10,300, descending via the Mariner 4, or excuse me, Mariner 7, approaching Nijos.
Alright, that's in. That is tuned.
Squawk 1513.
And let's see where we have to fly to get to that particular waypoint here. Since we are direct, we're not on any kind of an airway. We're just going to spin it until we see where we need to go. Just about, just about 060. Starting to pick up some weather.
Alaska 702 radar contact position and altitude as reported. 7 7 arrival landing south. Altimeter 3007.
Now we'll track that VOR. 35 miles. And again, we may have to be a little careful with the terrain, but hopefully we can find our way through. Yeah, we're kind of doing that S-turn thing. Sometimes this bird, when it gets in the wind, it wants to swerve back and forth just a little bit. Sometimes the nose will start bobbing. Sometimes you just have to take care of. Oh yeah, there we go. A little worried.
Terrain ahead. Terrain ahead.
We're gonna put this waypoint in just in case we need it. So we want to, let's add something before.
Terrain ahead.
Now,
Terrain ahead.
come on now. Insert before. We want.
Terrain ahead. Terrain ahead. Terrain ahead. Terrain ahead. Terrain ahead. Pull up.
Pull up.
Terrain ahead. Pull up.
Okay, I'm looking.
Terrain ahead. Pull up.
We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Don't worry. Don't worry. Alright, where were we? We need TCM.
Hey, cross Griffey at 6,000 and cleared
That's the
ILS
McCord
1
VOR. So that'll be,
Terrain ahead. Terrain ahead.
if we can get past the terrain warning here, that'll be in our flight
Terrain
plan.
ahead. Terrain ahead.
Yeah, so you can see we've adjusted
Terrain
a little
ahead.
bit here,
Terrain ahead.
and they're a little nervous about these terrain features because we are down pretty close to it. So it's nice to have that sort of built-in feature. Alright. So back to, let's see, back to information about Auburn Municipal. It's
Terrain ahead. Terrain ahead.
should be just about clear of that, folks. Sorry about that. I'm not tracking that VOR very well. Might be close to the point where I need to make my call. I think I will. Just real quickly here. See where we're at. About 40 miles from McCord, so I would say we're about 50 from the airfield. Seattle approach, Skylane 516 Delta Mike.
Skyline 516 Delta Mike, Seattle approach.
Oh yes sir, we're VFR at 1,500, approximately 50 miles to the southwest of SeaTac, and we're just gonna wonder if we get permission into the Class Bravo airspace. Destination is Auburn Municipal tonight for 6 Delta Mike. Should have said that to begin with.
Skyline 6 Delta Mike, Squawk 503.
Say that, Squawk, again you broke up just a little bit for 6 Delta Mike.
Skyline 6 Delta Mike, Squawk 1503.
Something 503. I'm sorry. One more time for 6 Delta Mike. Yeah, I can't. I don't know what the deal is. Thank you. I appreciate that. 1503 for 6 Delta Mike. All right, that is entered, and we are altitude reporting. So we are in pretty good shape. Again, tracking for the most part. Not great, but
Skyline Delta Mike radar contact. Engine altitude is reported, and they get request you wanted clearance through the Bravo.
yes sir, we're inbound Auburn Municipal for a full stop. We're gonna skirt kind of south of the airfield there, south of SeaTac, and just was looking to pick up or get permission into the Class Bravo.
Skyline 6 Delta Mike, record cleared through the Seattle Tacoma Class Bravo at or below 1,500.
Alright, cleared into the Seattle Tacoma Class Bravo at or below 1,500, 516 Delta Mike. Alright, sweet. Stumbled through it a little bit there, sorry about that. I was a little bit confused as to why we weren't tracking that VOR better, and then I realized I did not have the nav engaged, and so we were just on the heading. So we'll get ourselves down here, and hopefully that'll get us clear of those airfields where they were doing the aerial maneuvers or whatever they were doing. Rain, not too bad. The wind feels like it's let up just a little bit here. It's reporting 200 at 4. But anyway, back to the Seattle Airports X and a little bit more information about Auburn Municipal. So, city-owned, public use airport. Just a short little jump, 3.7 kilometers north of downtown Auburn. It's in the state of Washington.
Alaska 2, wind 170 at 4, runway 16 left, clear to land.
Clear to land 1 Alaska 702.
It's part of the FAA's Integrated Airport System, the National Plan for Integrated Airport Systems.
Horizon 2063, Seattle approach, ultra 16 left traffic, runway through 24 mile final.
It's got just a single asphalt paved runway, mostly GA. Does not offer any commercial service. There are 318 aircraft based at Auburn. 293 of them are single engine. It does have 11 helicopters, so and it averages, it's pretty busy, 450 operations per day, so kind of cool. We'll see it here in just a little bit. There you can see, I believe, is that going to be, that might be, no, there's a lot of little fields here, but that might be McCord out in front of us. If I'm not mistaken, it's McCord is some kind of a military base or part of a military base. But man, there's a lot of little airports right here. This airspace is, I mean, crazy. We've flown in here before. There's another couple of Freeware airports from Orbix. There's Wax Orchard and Vashon Island, which are right in this neighborhood. And then, oh heck, a little farther north there are, let's see if I can remember what, West Wind, that's right, West Wind. And West Wind Airport, also free. It actually has 3 airports that come with it. So
Horizon 2063, runway 16 left. Alaska 702, welcome to Seattle, exit left for label, hold short Bravo, contact ground point 7, have a good evening.
Hey, left one able, short of Bravo, contact ground, Alaska 702, thanks.
yeah, I'm not sure that's McCord or not. Looks like we are not quite there just yet, so that might be GRF. I don't know. There's also Fort Lewis Gray Air Force Base. That might be what that GRF is. Could be. Oh, a little bit of a stutter there. got a couple of minutes here. We talked a little bit about the Dojevsky design. Here's some of the things that you might consider. There's the global base pack, global vector. Those are just kind of the overall things that make the entire world look better than Land Class America.
2063 radar contact coming to 2,300, commenting 15,000 for 206.
Just adds a little bit of extra detail and like specific things, like specific vegetation and buildings and things like that. Trees is another one. This is freeware, by the way, free upgrade. Well, no, I take that back. I think that may cost a little bit, but those are the biggies that I really recommend you taking a look at here. And then as far as North America goes, I mean, I think all of these are amazing. Central Rockies, Northern California, you know, I'm going to eventually have all of these, but they're just only so many Orbix sales that come up every year. But yeah, those are just a few things that you can kind of think about. And then as you scroll down through the airports, you'll see, you know, what's offered here as payware. But then even better, up here is a freeware link, and you can see all the things that are offered for free. And I have just about all of them installed. You know, all these little small airports, and we'll get to them. You know, my goal is to try to fly around and sort of feature all of the P3D ones. But yeah, that's just all part of that Orbix Direct website, and there's even demos that you can try. I do have the Iceland demo. It's great. I don't know how they're making money off of that, because it's super good. Oh, hey, hold on. I think I am nearing my waypoint here. Yep, I am actually. I'm going to start to circle. Let's go back to heading mode. So we need to real quickly head back to so we're there. So now we need to go back into our GPS mode, and we're going to track direct to Auburn Municipal. Direct. Activate. Okay. Direct, activate, navigate. All of a sudden I am in like a little bit of soup. Soupy soup. Overcast, all of a sudden overcast to 700. Yeah.
Horizon 26.3.
So we are not VFR, ladies and gentlemen. Holy Moses. Wow. I wonder how it doesn't show. We're kind of past the moisture. Sorry about that. We're kind of past the moisture, so I just think we've just kind of gotten ourselves into the fog, and so that makes for an interesting little dilemma here. I think we need to probably pick up a pop-up IFR clearance. Let's just see what the procedures are, what kind of approaches we have. Do we have anything? We do have an RNAV approach we could use if we need to. Boy, we are just, we're not, this is not safe. And Seattle approach, 516 Delta Mike.
Skyline 6 Delta Mike, go ahead.
Yes, sir. We have just kind of flown into the soup here. Permission to decrease our altitude down below 1,000 feet.
Skyline 6 Delta Mike. Approved.
Much appreciated, 6 Delta Mike. Alright, well, we have that if we need it. I'm not gonna put it in just yet, 'cause I don't see us. I don't see a lot of this. It's just hard to tell with the moisture in the air. Now we're back to scattered at 900 feet, scattered at 1,700 feet, and overcast at 3,900. It's the overcast that really gets you. Start to pull the power back just a little bit. We're going plenty fast. Alright, we are... Where are we? 7 miles is all. 7 miles away. Auburn Municipal. We're going to take this down to 1,000 feet. I think that's going to get us pretty close to pattern altitude if we can see some runway lights. Alright, our wind (190) at 4. So let's see here. What do we have available? I know we have the single runway here, and yeah, I think looks like runway 34 or 16. So I think at this point in time we'll come around and hit runway 16. And Seattle approach, Skylink 516 Delta Mike. We're requesting full stop. Visual approach runway 16 at Auburn with full stop.
Skyline 6 Delta Mike. Was at your 12 o'clock. 4 miles.
And we'll report 516 Delta Mike. Let's get this guy set around here for reference. When we see the field, we're going to go ahead and we're going to enter a right traffic pattern. Is this it? It sure looks like it. Very airporty. There's some runway lights. Alright, good deal, good deal. At 6 Delta Mike, we have the field.
Skyline 6 Delta Mike. Roger, no traffic observed between you and the field. Partner service jump ahead. Frequency change. Unicom is approved. Have a good evening.
Okay, frequency change approved. Have a great night. We'll see you next time. 6 Delta Mike. Alright, so just a quick peek at the charts. This is a right traffic, a right pattern airport. There we are at Auburn. RP, right pattern. And I think that says 1,600 though, so that's a little bit low. But, yeah, we will use the autopilot a little bit so we can have a peek out here at Auburn Municipal. Yeah, it's kind of some neat buildings right there. Seems to blend in very well with the surrounding scenery. Alright. Okay, looking forward to it. Let's see if we can put it on the ground here. Alright, taking it off of autopilot. Nose is dipping down a little bit here. We don't need to do that. Whoa, whoa. And some stuttering. Don't want to do that. Need to get our speed down here. We're awfully quick. We're kind of extending that downwind a little bit here to get our speed under control. A little bit low. Alright, here we go. We're going to turn base like an F-16. Is a bit gusty. A little bit past our base there. Man, oh man, this is not good. Lost sight of the airfield. There it is. Alright, let's get her back under control a little bit here. Speed's looking good. Coming around. A little bit high. Kind of a city approach here. Picking up speed for some reason. Wind's only 4 knots, 190 at 4 knots. Why does it feel like it's a hurricane right here? Lack of pilot skill, I think, maybe. Alright, a couple notches of flaps. Don't need to get too crazy in the descent here. We are a little bit high, but with the buildings around, I guess better a little high than the alternative. Guessing it's a left-hand exit. Don't see any taxiways to the right. There's 1-6. There's a little bit of a drop. There's a little bit of a gust of wind. And oh my goodness, drifting. Long landing. Oh, there's a bump. We're going around. That was not good. And we're stalling. We're bouncing. Holy cow. What the world? Laps 1. Alright. We would be over on Unicom right now, saying something like Auburn traffic, Skyline 516 Delta Mike on the go around 16. Let's try that again. It's 400. Well, Jason Shepard, what would he tell you? Perfect landing begins with the perfect approach. The perfect approach begins with the perfect traffic pattern. And I did not have really any of that going on. Let's see if we can keep the speed under control a little bit here. That was a big issue, is really, I just think I got a little too fast. Alright, climbing up to 1,000. No idea what the elevation here is. I gotta think it's pretty close to sea level, though. I mean, you're right there on the coast. But there are these little hills, things like that, which, by the way, look really cool. Modeled very well, I think. Okay, let's Let's get her on the downwind here, and let's get visual. Yep, okay, we've got visual. I think we're within a mile of the airfield. Pretty close, anyway. Kind of lost a little bit of sight of it last time. That's not good. Okay. Bring the power back. Let's get things under control here. A little bit better maybe this second time. Alright. In the range. Add a notch of flaps. Stutter will drift. I'm telling you, it's gusty right here. I don't know if that's like off the hill is being modeled or exactly what, but I'm having a heck of a time. And I know, I know these A2As are a little bit sensitive anyway, but I'm just having a heck of a time managing speed and altitude, and my turns are bumpy and jumpy, and yeah, it gives you a second look at the surrounding area though, right? So it's like a little bonus look. I'm about 0 for my last 3 flights in terms of landings. I mean, just when you think you're due, you're not. Alright, there we go. Field's in sight. Second notch of flaps coming in. Like our speed a lot better. Altitude's looking pretty good. Feels much more stable. I think we've got the trim issue kind of figured out as well. But I guess let's find out. And it turned just a little too soon. That was about the only thing I did well on the last pattern, was I actually rolled out halfway close to where I was supposed to be. But alright.
500.
Looking a little better. Looking a little better here.
Alaska 8921 Seattle approach, wind 1704, runway 16 left, clear, fly runway heading.
On the glide slope, much better. Much better. Toss in that final notch of flaps here. Let's see what happens. Ooh, a little bit of a bubble there. Getting a little squirrely again down here. Gently draw back the power. A little flare. Ground effect, ground effect. I shouldn't have bounced, there's no way. Alright, well, biscuits. Here we are. Auburn Municipal. Let's have a bird's eye view.
Alaska 8921, radar contact coming through 1000.
Lots of hangar space.
15,000.
Not really seeing much of a terminal. Maybe that guy right there.
15,000, heading 190, join J1, Alaska 8921.
I think we'll taxi back here, and I think it's time to go one more airport. I think we've got enough time. Weather's holding fairly well. Still enough light, I think. What do you say? One more. Renton. think we need to go to Renton. Kind of swing by. Yep, all these hangars, or they're kind of like little places to park your car. What is it? I don't. That's interesting. Don't know what that is. I thought it looked like hangar space. Maybe it is. Maybe just have some doors open, ready to park your bird in there. Not sure if that's some kind of an FBO or what exactly, but maybe that is. Excuse me. It has to be a spot somewhere. That looks like where you can get some gas. Some more hangars over here. Maybe a little bit of modeling over on the other side. That could be. I don't know. That could just be part of. I don't have the Seattle city, and there is the city from Dojevsky Design as well, but don't have that. Oh, a little bit of frame rate choppiness, which is kind of a hallmark of DD sceneries. And I have most everything turned off that I can. I still have some things turned up in my P3D though that I need to turn down, but doable. I mean, flyable. It doesn't look great, on the. Doesn't look great necessarily on the stream, but flyable. Alright, we need to really quickly adjust our flight plan. This is a short leg. So let's do this. Let's remove Bowerman. Remove our
Alaska 8921
waypoint there, and
terminated frequency change approved. Good flight.
okay. Yeah, 9 miles. Let's make our call and make sure it's okay here. It's basically straight north. Gotta make sure I know what I'm talking about here. We're at Auburn, Sierra 50. We're going to Renton, KRNT, and man, I think, yeah, we're gonna be shooting basically straight east of SeaTac. All right. And Seattle approach, Skylane 516 Delta Mike on the ground, Auburn. We'd like to request VFR north into Renton.
Skylane 6 Delta Mike, Roger. VFR departure in the north is approved. Frequency change is approved, and contact me when about 6 miles out of.
Okay, back over to Unicom, and we'll give you a call when we're nearing Renton. 516 Delta Mike. We're not actually going to change to Unicom, but we will put flaps 1 down. Oh man. Taxi and nav, or landing and taxi lights. Forgot to put those on. be in a big hurry here. We'll just hand fly this pretty straight north. There really isn't any other airport even close to us other than SeaTac, which I think we'll be able to figure out if we're heading towards that one. But yeah, just 10 miles. And we're up. Wheels up. It is right traffic, so we will climb up here. Can pull the power back just a little bit. Okay, we're up over 400. We can bring the flaps in. There's 700. Start our right crosswind. It's interesting that it would be right traffic with the big international airport just sitting to the west, which is kind of where we're heading right now, but it must be for noise. It's hard telling. See if we can get trimmed out at about 1500. Can hear the wind. It is just a little bit gusty, kind of misleading. But when we first looked at Sky Vector, when we took off from Bowerman, if you would have told me this would have been as bad as it gets, I would have taken it. Now that looks dark and ominous right there, so probably shouldn't count our chickens before they're hatched. That looks a little more serious. Alright, heading straight north, trying to get it trimmed at about 1500. What's our weather forecast saying here? We got a few at 400. We're scattered at 1500. We're overcast at 3000. Okay, that's right where we are right now. What's that looking like? That's the $100 question. So we got to call him when we're 6 miles away. We're 9 miles away right now. Renton actually has an airport diagram. Same type of deal in terms of configuration as a runway 16 or a runway 34. And the wind is, essentially the same. We're only 10 miles away. It's also right traffic. Closed traffic. Yep, there we are. We're picking up a little bit of that mist, so I'm going to descend. We're not going to mess around here like last time. Well, we're going to mess around just because that's what it looks like when I'm flying, even when I'm trying not to mess around. But not a bad thing to just take her down anyway. I mean, we could keep it at 11 or 10,000 here. I think that's get as close to pattern altitude, but oh my goodness, that's thick and nasty. Airport elevation is 32 feet, so if we are at 1,000, we are right about where we need to be. I hope this isn't as ugly as it looks. We're 6 miles away. Sail approach, Skyline 516 Delta Mike, 6 DME from Renton.
500.
Skyline 6 Delta Mike, enter left downwind, runway 16.
Left downwind for runway 16, 516 Delta Mike. Might start getting the traffic dude hollering at me, or the traffic lady hollering at me again if I get much lower. Alright, this is a little bit bigger airfield. I should have read you some of the details while we were farting around, but I think this is, well, this is also a municipal airport, but I think it, from the feel of the information that I'm getting here, it looks like it maybe has a little bit more to it than Auburn does. I think I see a runway right in that neighborhood.
Available.
Yep, that would be it. So left downwind. We're going to keep our reference here. I will try not to have to go around. Try not to bounce it. No promises though. We can take a look a little bit at the scenery. I really like this area as far as just the scenery, the city around it. And this is just the Pacific Northwest and the, you know, the Orbix, the global base and all that good stuff. It just, I have the building levels set on not ultra dense but somewhat dense, and yeah, got some nice detail in the hills. Vegetation seems about right. I'm liking the lights on the road. Whoops. And there's our airfield. Carved right in there nicely. I tell you what, it looks like it fits pretty well. Little bridge over the river. Beautiful little inlet there. Oh, this could be a pretty cool approach, I think.
Skyline 6 Delta Mike, wind 1603, runway 16, goes to the option.
Clear for the option, runway 16, 516 Delta Mike. Yeah, I forgot to report that we are full stop here as well. I do think this will be our last one though. I don't want to make you suffer through too many of these. Okay, so we are a little further than we need to be before we're bringing our speed down. Alright, I'll add a notch of flaps here. Try to get it trimmed and under control. Somewhere in that 80 to 90 range, I think, is pretty good. If we can manage that. Oh, a little stutter. Come on, don't you dare. Don't you dare. Oh boy. That made me a little nervous. Alright. Let's turn base. Let's see what mayhem we can cause here. I am noticing a little bit more scenery stutters. That was a full-on pause there, but I'm thinking that has as much to do with the weather maybe as the scenery itself. There's our runway. Let's get it turned and head on the final for runway 16 at Renton Municipal. The last stop in our small airport tour for the night. Yeah, it's very choppy here, very hard to fly. It would be interesting to see if I turn the weather down, if that would make much of a difference here, but I'm not going to worry about doing that right this second. We are going to try to get things trimmed out. We're going to add a second notch of flaps.
500.
We're a bit high. Kind of a neat little hillside to the right there with all those houses looking. It's kind of a pretty approach. Let's see if the landing is pretty. And my dog is talking smack. I don't know if you can hear that. Final notch of flaps. Add a little bit of power in so we don't just completely drop out of the sky like a rock. Getting bounced around just a little bit. That was better. A little bit off center line, but not too terrible. Have any outside views here that we can take a look at? I don't even know which way. I'm going to just stop right here. Is this our kind of our terminal area, parking area there, or here? Or here in the hangars. Interesting. I don't know. I'll have to take a look. We're going to take a right though and call it a night. All in all, I think a somewhat successful tour. It's always fun to explore new airfields.
6 Delta Mike, welcome to Renton, taxi into parking via Alpha. Happy.
Alpha to parking, 6 Delta Mike. Thanks for the ATC. We'll see you next time. We're just going to kind of come over here by the tower, and then we'll wander around just a little bit. But yeah, always fun to explore new places, new scenery, new aircraft, things like that. And it's been especially fun to kind of rediscover some of these smaller airports. Now I know the last couple of weeks they've been ones that I've added on, but you know, in the reinstall, yeah, let's park right here by this truck. Don't run into the truck. Renton Municipal. But as I've been reinstalling, it's been just a bunch of fun to go back through and just take a look at all those airfields that you installed a long time ago. This is interesting over here. Let me see what's going on. Bear with me for just a couple more minutes. I'll just give you a little bit of a peek. Let's see if we can come over here and see what's happening. Yeah, just like some bigger planes can come in there and unload, I guess. I don't know. I'm going to have to read more about what this little municipal airport has to offer. But like I said, I'm not going to do that right this second. In fact, I am going to call it a night, and would just like to wish everybody a happy Tuesday. Hope everything is great in your world wherever you are, and until next time, take care and God bless.